So in today's tutorial, I am going to show you how to crochet an I-cord. These are great. These are basically the cording that you might use in, let's say the drawstring of a hoodie or the drawstring on a skirt. Any kind of a drawstring you might need for a bag. This is most likely what you might make, an I-cord. And I'm going to show you how to make doing a 3-stitch, a 4-stitch, and a 5-stitch. I'll let you know how those are basically done. So with that said, welcome to Weaving Weird Studio and My Creative Life. My name is Sig, and what a pleasure it is to have this time with you today. It's your interest and support that allows me to contribute new content and weekly videos. Help us all grow together by tapping the subscribe bar, notification bell, and like buttons. I look forward to your comments and always value your feedbacks. Now let's get started. So today I'm going to show you how to do a 3-stitch I-cord. If you wanted a wider diameter, you could do a 4-stitch I-cord or a 5-stitch I-cord. The only difference between a 3-stitch I-cord and a 4-stitch or a 5-stitch is basically the stitches, right, where we begin. Now for the 3-stitch I-cord, I am going to begin by chaining 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And of course, if I wanted a 4-stitch I-cord, I would chain 4. And if I wanted a 5-stitch I-cord, I would chain 5. Otherwise, follow and do exactly what I'm going to show you what to do with for the 3-stitch I-cord. In the second chain from my hook, I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull that yarn through to create my second loop. And then in the third chain, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull that yarn through, and that gives me my third loop. Now, the only real tricky thing about this particular stitch is holding on to that third loop in a way that you can keep your work going, but you don't lose the loop in the process. And so I'm going to begin by removing my hook from the last 2 loops. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull that loop through the first loop. Then I'm going to reinsert my hook back into that second loop. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull that yarn through to create my second loop. And then I'm going to insert my hook into that last loop, and I'm going to do a yarn over. I'm going to pull that yarn through and create my third loop. And so I have 3 loops on my hook again. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing as I did before. So I'm going to hold on to this very last loop, and I'm going to pull my hook out of the last 2 loops and still keep that first loop on my hook. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pull my yarn through that first loop, creating another loop. And I'm going to insert my hook into the second loop. And I could have picked an easier yarn to show you with. Yarn over and pull my loop through that second loop. And then for the very last loop, I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, and pull that through. And continue doing this for the length of the cord. So yarn over, insert hook into the next loop, yarn over, and then insert my hook into that last loop. Yarn over and pull through. Okay, now that I've gotten it to about the desired length that I want to have it, I need to think about finishing it off. So there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can either simply yarn over and pull this yarn all the way through and then tie off. Or I can do kind of it's less of an abrupt ending, but more a gradation if you like, by releasing the last 2 loops as we've done before, except this time I'm going to take my hook and I'm gonna reach over and I'm going to take that last loop and I'm gonna pull it through. And then I'm going to insert my hook into that second loop and I'm going to pull that through now. And then I'm going to just finish off my end. And so now I have an I-cord. So now that I've finished showing you how to make an I-cord, it's time for me to say goodbye. So until I see all you wonderful and creative fiber artists again, stay crafty, stay amazing, and above all, keep weaving your weird. Have a great day now. Bye-bye.